everyone. Thank you for joining. Good morning, good evening. Today, we're very excited to hear from another UIC Capstone R&D team. This is the Digital Marketing Assistant Bot, or the Instagram Robotic Process Automation. So as many of you know, I'm Naomi Caduela, head of Kavi Labs, which is the solution innovation and incubation arm of Kavi Global, and we've been partnering with several universities and especially UIC for several years now to further our R&D initiatives in the exciting space of data analytics, AI, IoT, and now intelligent apps with embedded AI or digital workers. So today I'm very excited to present this team and hear about the exciting robotic process automation or digital marketing assistant that they've created. So without further ado, over to you students to kick off and give your intros and tell us more about this exciting R&D.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Yvonne from UIC Instagram Bot Capstone Group. And today, me and my teammates will be sharing with you our Capstone project, Instabot Robotic Process Automation. So first of all, just a short intro from each of us. My name is Yvonne, and my responsibility in this team is being a point of contact to facilitate all of the communication and documentation in this project. So I had a banking and finance background back in Singapore before moving to the United States for my undergrad 4 years ago. A small fun fact about me, I was also previously in music business industry where I worked with Chicago Philharmonic Orchestra before continuing my master's degree in business analytics in UIC. So this led me to have my great interest in data science in music business industry, where I hope I can develop my interests and utilize my skill sets in the near future.
Hi, this is Muhammad Taib Kamal. I was basically in this project. I was basically helping out in model deployment and model development. Previously, I have background in finance. I have a bachelor's degree in finance. I worked 3 years as an equity research analyst in Pakistan, and right now I'm very much interested in my interest. I want to apply data analytics to the financial sector, especially portfolio construction problems and machine learning, and applying these machine learning techniques in that field. So.
Hi everyone, my name is Pratha. My role in this project was for model performance and optimization. So a little bit about me, I have an undergrad degree in engineering, and post which I worked as a business intelligence analyst back in India for around 4 years before pursuing my master's in business analytics at UIC. And my interest after graduating would be to pursue a career in data science. I'm extremely interested in the fraud and anomaly detection, especially as it applies to healthcare. So I hope to pursue a career in that. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Shashank. So my role was as a data quality assurance and solution deployment. So I worked in India before coming to UIC. I worked as a business analyst and a data scientist on Amazon. So my interest is like basically to be a data scientist or a data engineer, which is more related to the analytics field. And I want to do on the prediction analysis, like to check on the things, what I can do to improve all the. Okay.
All right, so the key takeaways for today's agenda will be define our project statement and some of the business problem that Kavi came to us for solutions. And then we will be redirecting our project to address the technical approaches, how our data sets generating process looks like, and then move on with the entire structure on how do we manage to build the Instabot through techniques and functions. And at the end of this project, how do we evaluate the performance of our Instabot? And finally, some future recommendations that we hope to see in our bot in the long run. So first of all, we are all aware that social media presence is so important to increase brand awareness, generating a stream of revenue through targeting the right audience group. So for this project, an e-commerce jewelry brand intends to expand its marketing efforts by growing its Instagram page, such as some indicators such as numbers of followers, page engagement, and the interaction between the business and their followers. So all this engagement can then be translated to increase sales and revenues. So to achieve all this, a bot needs to be designed in order to increase the overall engagement of the Instagram page through an RPA solution, which have a target audience somewhere between 20 to 40 years old females. So for almost all of the businesses, Instagram is essential to contemporary brand development and audience growth. So in the past, Instagram algorithm focused a lot on the numbers of followers to determine if the business was influencing enough to the public. However, Instagram has no longer focused just on the numbers of followers, but instead of talking about how many people see your content, we need to be focused on how much value that piece of content could actually bring to your audience. So based on our research, organic reach, such as using likes, comments, or sharing other people's posts, or even following other people's, will actually help the business grow even further on Instagram. So, but to make all this happen, working manually will be a very long and tiring process. And this is the reason why we come up with this Instabot to create an RPA workflow that identifies relevant target audiences based on their profiles, hashtags, and posts, and thereafter engage with them through likes, comments, and follows to generate brand awareness, and then direct them to sales and revenues via Jewelry Brand Shopify website.
We had when we were designing this project, we had two approaches in mind. One was like go into the competitors' pages and just start scraping the username from those pages. But once we dug in to the regulations, to the Instagram's regulation, we figured that we are not allowed to scrape data from Instagram. They have strictly prohibited it, and then and they were actually taking action against those people who were doing this. So by actually banning their accounts and all of these things. So we went in with a different approach. We used hashtags. We used hashtags and the post related to those hashtags, and from those we actually followed like comments on those posts basically to increase our reach. Why hashtags? Because it's actually hashtags have been actually very something like they can signify the interest of the users, like people commenting on a post with a particular hashtag does signify that people are interested in that. So if you go and comment on that post, so there is a better chance that you're gonna have a better reach to your target audience. And so it's like why where to use a hashtag is basically whenever we are scrolling through comments, through posts, reels, stories. Well, we here in this project we mostly focused only on the post. So we basically typed in the hashtags and then just go to the post and made some comments and made some relevant comments and just like the comments and post and like the comments, something like that. Number of hashtags, we have something like around 30, and we had different parameters. I think it's going to be explained later on. uh, well, how hashtag search result populated is basically whenever you type in a hashtag, it will give you whatever you're looking for, a story or a post. It's gonna give you like thousands of posts depending on the hashtag. So whenever we were selecting a hashtag, we made sure that it has certain number of posts. And for social media management, that's where the tool Talkwalker came in very handy for us. It gave basically an analysis like how many posts like this hashtag has. So it was easier for us to analyze to when creating this list. Where the hashtags which we use, like 50% of those, we basically had a list of hashtags. So out of those 50% were them like product related hashtags, and there were different types of hashtags. And then we had a list of comments, like what we had to basically comment on the post wherever we were reaching. So we made sure that we use relevant emojis our comment structure was basically very engaging to the users, so that it can catch so it can catch some attention of users there, so they can actually visit your page, and they should be and the comments were you we didn't do just put in one words in the comment. We made sure that there are decent sentences and different and our comment list was of different variable length. And then there was some implement call to action, which is basically we were asking the users to come to visit a page, by basically tagging our own page there. So yeah, thank you.
So overall approach that we've followed for this project is data exploration, data pre-processing, then finally the model building, and then we'll cover the result analysis and also the monitoring dashboard that we have created. And starting with how the bot actually works. So what we've done is our entire project has been done using Python and Selenium in order to do the automation. And the way it works is once we run the Python script, the bot will open up a Chrome browser, and we have a different configuration file that the user can parameterize, so they can enter their Instagram username and password, and the bot will automatically log into the Instagram account and also navigate through the user specified hashtag, scroll through a specified number of images, and then perform actions like follow, like, or comment on the post, all while ensuring that it does not breach Instagram limits. And if we reach a counter that, okay, our limit is up for the hour, then our bot pauses or basically goes to sleep until the hour is up and then continues doing its operations. We have a lot of functions that we have implemented in our bot. For example, we have functions like follow, like, and comment. And we have counters set up for every function differently. So we don't want the bot to perform the same number of functions every time. We want it to behave more like a human. So we have a random number generator in place, which puts in a random number of actions that every function of the bot follows. So for example, you may have in the first hour, the bot doing 30 likes, but in the second hour, it may just do 10 likes. So more of replicating human-like behavior. And some other features that we have implemented in the bot are, we also don't want to interact with other fake accounts. So the way that we've categorize these accounts, are fake accounts on Instagram generally have like a lot of people that they follow, but they themselves don't have a lot of followers. So we've ensured that our bot also checks that the account that we are interacting with also has a set number of followers. And only if that count is reached, we engage with them in terms of likes, comments, or follows. And some other features that we have is also the unfollow functionality. So we also don't want our bot to follow 10,000 people, because that's not normal for a genuine Instagram user. So we've made sure that every time before the bot goes to sleep, it also unfollows a set number of accounts so that it does not reach its following limit. And we also have a feature where since it's a e-commerce jewelry brand, and right now digital marketing and influencer marketing is huge. So we also have a special condition in place that if the bot sees that, okay, this Instagram account has more than 20,000 followers, then it actually identifies it as a potential brand ambassador and posts a custom comment like, okay, are you interested in being a brand ambassador for our jewelry brand? And if yes, then DM us. So these are some of the features that we have in place. And can we go to the next slide, please? Right. So in this slide, you can see the configuration guide that we follow. So in our bot, we basically have two Python files. One is the configuration file, which the user can configure without having to go through their entire code. So the things that they can configure in this file is the Instagram username, the Instagram password, the hashtag list, the comments list. And then we have the separate main Python file, which is actually the algorithm that the bot follows. And over there, we have set up the like limits, comment limits, follow limits, and all of these other limits that you see on the screen based on a random generator. And next, we actually have a short demo for you to show you how the bot works. So as you can see, we've run our Python script here, and the bot has opened up an Instagram page. And now it's just going to perform its actions. And in the next demo here, you will actually see the unfollow functionality happening. So we go into our own page and unfollow a set of people.
This is the result evaluations. So we did we got the log files, like what's happening, like how many and what time that it's following, commenting or liking. So after that, we clean the data. And after cleaning the data, we loaded it in the Power BI desktop, and we made it a refresh, like we can refresh it anytime we want. So this is the like report, like what we generated, like after running for a couple of days. As you can see on like some of the days, so when it has run, so you can see the counter for the unfollow, the like, and the follow, and the comment. So according to the number of actions and the dates, it shows the result. Okay. And this is the result evaluations, like what we got from the website. So what's happening right now? So as you can see in the online stores, the sessions increased, like the total sessions was 995. So you can see like we started working on the bot from Jan. So we mainly implemented on like almost like started with the basic on the February. So as you can see, the engagement and on February and March is like it has increased drastically when compared to the Jan, like when we are not using the bot with those basic sessions. And from like February, March, and April, it kept on increasing, and online store sessions also increased by 754, which is like a great like sudden increase of the 11 to 12%. So when you can see the spikes from like Jan till April, so which has been increasing. One of the result evaluations also we got, like as you can see from the online store sessions as well, so there is an increasing numbers, but the Facebook is compared is only 18% when compared to Instagram, which is 53% more. So this is just saying like our Instagram bot is like doing a good job. So as the people are increasing and are more interested in check our website and the Instagram pages, like what we have created. This is for the future recommendations, like what the things we can improve in our bot from going on. So the one thing what we can do is a scheduled posting. So when the Instagram bot is running, we have to make sure we don't interrupt it suddenly, and make sure when it's sleep time or we need to pause it and upload whatever whatever the new post we are going to post, and with the new hashtags or the current hashtags, like what is more related to jewelry, so that like people can also, like when they are checking for the same hashtags, they can check and they can like and they can come and visit our page. So that's one scheduled posting. And next, coming to the hashtag generator, so we should be able to integrate with the new popular jewelry hashtags, like because the trends keep on changing, and we can update the library of the hashtag list. So we have created the body in such a way so that we can integrate the new hashtag generator hashtags there. And we have to improve the current organic engagement, like um, not only just posting, so the new post on the Instagram pages are changing the hashtags so that people can check, but also we have to make sure that people interact with us, so that they start following, like mainly following us, and email, like get an email from us for the new updated things and stuff, and they subscribe and have a like good meaningful relationship with the Instagram as well as the follow, and we have a good relationship with the followers as well. Thank you, guys. Any questions?
Yes, team. Hi, this is Guru Prakash. So
Yeah,
I
hi.
just, yeah, so I did see the presentation. So I did see that you all are trying to have a customer engagement increased, but do you all also relate this increase in engagement with the sales? I see the topic, it relates to sales, right? So are you also trying to see a relationship with this increased engagement converting into some sales?
We had uh, that discussion, but we didn't have the data from the Shopify where this page is there. So potentially we can do that was actually that's one of the potentials which we can do going forward. So
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Guru. Good question. Yeah, great presentation, students. Any other questions, everyone? Don't be shy. Feel free to share any questions, thoughts, comments, suggestions.
I have one question. I mean, this dashboard which captures the engagement, how are you establishing the correlation between the followers and the data that is present here? Are they the same followers? How are you trying to reach that?
Means so like the colors shows the different things, like whatever has done for that day. So the purple is for the unfollow, whatever is done for that day, and orange is the like one, and the blue is the follow, and light blue is the comment one. So that's the number of counters.
Just to add on to that, I think it's a little difficult to actually say, okay, these particular users are the ones who actually went on the jewelry brand's website, because for Instagram you may have a different user ID, you may be using a different email ID, but then when you're actually signing up on the website you may choose to do it with a different email. So it's difficult to do that, but I think it's a fair estimate to say, because the website's been there for a long time, and we've only seen the increase that you see in this results page after the bot was running. So I think it's like a fair assumption to make, but of course, if there was a way that we could actually link the user information from Instagram with the website, with the Shopify store, that would actually give us more significant results to base this off.
Right. I was just curious. Yeah. Thank you.
Because like we won't be knowing like which Instagram account is using. We can just know that this link is redirected from the Instagram page, but we won't be knowing like which account is using, like the Instagram current account is using to make the shopping, like over shopping that one.
Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, this is Vijita. Just to build up on the same question, if so, how do you use this as a marketing bot and to drive sales? How do you target the customers, or how do you get them engaged?
We can say, yeah, but like well, in the website, so wherever they're shopping, we have to add a new filter, like for adding, saying, so add your Instagram ID, and to make sure, like, and if you're adding your Instagram ID and you're having some number of followers, like we will give a certain number of discounts. So that could be one of the things what we can try it out.
Okay, so incentivize them to kind of
or else, like if you're like, we had one comment saying that like if you're having more than 10K followers, we suggested like share this page, and or if your people, like if you're sharing and if your friends what you have referred to, they're buying, we will give you some sample pieces or something like that, so that the people also share and the interaction becomes more intense.
Hi team, this is really good work. I'm Srinivasan. I have few questions in this slide that you have, the results evaluation. I'm trying to understand the left graph. So these are the sessions over time, right? What is the green one versus the gray one? What are these two?
The gray one is actually the sessions that the website had last year. And the green one shows the sessions that they had once our bot was actually running.
So these are the unique sessions.
Yeah, it's a comparison over time, basically, how it used to be before the bot and versus after the bot.
Okay. Yeah, Thanks for that. But I see the right one that also seems to be like number of sessions, but the y-axis seems to be in 20s and 40s, but the left one shows in 200s and 300s. So I'm just a little confused. So these are also sessions over time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yes.
is basic. Yeah,
Continue,
go ahead,
Tayyab.
Pratha. Yeah, basically that is on monthly basis. That this has almost on daily basis. So that's why there is a distortion.
Okay, these
in
are
the graph.
daily sessions and that are
Yeah.
monthly sessions. So
Yeah.
okay, yeah, then it makes sense. Okay, thanks for that. Now it's more clear. Another question is you have seen that there is 12% more increase. That's what the conclusion shows, right?
Yeah.
As a result of the bot engagement. Yeah, that's good. So, and in the next slide, you say that from Facebook and Instagram, it's 15,318. So, are these results statistically significant? Have you made any t-test or any other test to find out whether these are indeed really, meaning, does the bot really drove engagement?
No, actually, we have not had a chance to perform any statistical significance tests, and that brings me to my first point that when someone's signing up on Instagram, they may have a different user ID or a different email ID, and right now the Instagram account and the Shopify account or the website of the brand are not linked in any way, so we don't have a way to actually track. Okay, we don't have a way to track, okay, this person has gone from our Instagram page to the brand's page.
No, yeah, that's a valid point. But here we are assuming that these session increases are driven by the bot, right? That's why we have concluded that the number of store sessions have increased by 53%, 80%. So even we can have the same conclusion there also, even if we are not able to prove that these are the same sessions. That's an assumption that we have to make and say that, okay, this is statistically significant increase or not. Do you agree or don't agree?
We agree, but if you're not write it out, we can write it out.
I believe that it's significantly agree to what you've just mentioned, just because I believe this will be the extension towards for this project itself. What we were actually trying to gain is that once we are able to link the Instagram account together with a Shopify account, we'll be able to see like a massive dashboard in terms of who actually converted to sales in terms of instead of converting to traffic only. So I think this could be a very good extension in terms of this project in the near future. But yeah, you can definitely see that the bot has been doing a decent job in terms of driving the traffic in and potentially increase the sales and revenue.
Yeah, I agree. But if you can have a test to prove your assertion, then it would carry more weight.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's all from my side. Good work.
Thank you.
Team, this is Dave. Really good work. Really cool. We were talking about some of the metrics that you guys were using to gauge performance, like the expansion beyond followers to larger engagement. Was there any consideration for a dimension of sentiment during this, or is kind of all engagement good engagement in the eyes of social media?
Well, we did not really perform any kind of sentiment analysis on this because what we are essentially doing is trying to mimic human behavior in this project. So we have an Instagram account and we have a bot that's actually just trying to engage with people and incentivize them to go and check out the jewelry brand. And I think to answer your question, we believe that whoever's actually then clicking on the link and going to the jewelry brand's website, that would be considered as positive engagement, but we have not really explored sentiment analysis on this yet.
Okay, thanks. And yeah, that's a good point. Once you do hook up with the Shopify data and
Right.
correlate it to sales, then that's really the bottom line, and sentiments just kind of fluff at that point. Cool, thanks. One more question. You're talking about the legal limits for how much engagement a bot can do. Can you simply just redeploy under a slightly different Instagram account name to like parallel distribute it, or is there things against like IP address, like one IP address or something?
You can actually deploy it, but one thing you need to be careful, like as your account grows old, these limits tend to change. There is no such, there is nothing given by the Instagram itself, but you just have to rely on social media platforms for this kind of information. Like if your account is very new, so your limit should be lower. If your account is a little older, then you can increase these per hour limits and comment limits according to it. So you have to remain in these limits so that your account doesn't get banned, because Instagram do try to ban bots like a lot. So you have to mimic human behavior.
It's to add on to that, I think it's very similar in terms of search engine optimization from Google. So what we actually do using this hashtag, actually, you can think it as a keywords when you're looking something on Google. So if your relevance and your organic score is so much higher compared to the rest of the brands, then of course your ranking will be higher and your trust score from Instagram will be relatively higher as well. So it's really hard to determine what's the threshold or what's the limits that we can actually play around with. But this is after several experiments, we can definitely say that this is the most comfortable limits that we can actually play around with when the bot started.
Oh, that clears. Okay, that really clears
Yeah.
it up. Very interesting. Thank you.
Great questions, great suggestions. Any other thoughts? Next steps, enhancements, feedback?
I have one thing for a next step, probably. How easy or difficult would it be for you guys to expand this to like gauging a journal comment rather than basing it on the hashtag? Suppose someone is just commenting on jewelry, whether you'll be able to expand this bot to just count that word, or, I mean, without a hashtag. So is it expandable to that limit, or is it easy, or would you require any other extensions to it? Any thoughts?
For that, we might have to scrape data from Instagram. So because if you're actually looking at the comment with jewelry, so you have to take out the comment and put it somewhere in Python on your script or in your database, and then run some analysis. So that is so in data scraping, you cannot just take data from Instagram and put it somewhere else. So there were clear rules about this, that you cannot do that. So that's what we had we were thinking of something along those lines. Like initially when we were starting the project, we were just jotting down ideas. Then we came across this Instagram rule, so that's why we left out that idea.
Okay. Thank you.
Any final questions, comments? Otherwise, maybe we can wrap up. Thank you so much, students. Very exciting work to see this digital marketing assistant. and how you guys have used hashtags to kind of hone in on who is that target audience that might be more incentivized and the ideal target customer to actually make purchases and drive sales. So we'll be excited to kind of take this in-house and take this forward and keep building on it. I think great feedback so far in the increase in views and driving traffic, and looking forward to kind of extending this, connecting into the bottom line, seeing the increase in traffic. So hopefully it was fun and you guys learned a lot. I know you not only build the bot, but then we thought about how to productize it and kind of keep it running. And so thanks for all your help on that. And shout out to Shusham, Beganzam, everyone, SK and team who helped out on the cloud team, and we'll definitely continue to iterate on this one. So we wish you all the best in your future endeavors, and thanks Kyle as always for another great capstone team. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.